Thanks for stopping by. This is an EWTN Bookmark Brief. I'm Doug Keck. Just finished speaking with Dr. Ray Guarendi. We're talking about being a grandparent, just like being a parent, only different. Available through our religious catalog, of course. Dr. Ray, now are you a grandparent?
Yes, three.
Okay.
And so, I tell them, I'm very strict. I say, you finish those cookies before you get a second helping of ice cream. Very strict. I have my standards.
That's right. And what I see is that it's just like being a parent, only different. So from your own perspective and what you put into the book itself, how is it similar and how is it different?
Number one, friction between parents and grandparents. Unsolicited advice. There's wonderful advice to mothers and mother-in-laws on their daughter and daughter-in-law's wedding day to keep it peaceful. Sit up, shut up, and wear beige. Right. And I think that's great advice for grandparents, unless your opinion's asked for.
So go through life beige.
Beige.
Good idea.
Yes,
Good idea.
We guys don't even know what beige
is.
Very
beige. Okay. keep it beige. And you
Unless
won't
you're
have any
asked.
problems.
Unless you're asked for advice, and then when you're asked, you get your attorney to sign it, because you could say something they don't want to hear. Right. This is the number one source of friction between parents and grandparents. Right. I'm telling you how to raise your kid. Right. I'm telling you what to do.
And what about the dynamic when you're dealing with the grandparents of the mother of the child versus the grandparents of the father of the child? Because there are different relationships there, right?
For better or for worse, in-laws are more delicate relationships. And I'm going to get in trouble for saying this, but in my experience, the number one point of conflict is mother-in-law, daughter-in-law. Both have strong opinions about how it should be done, and they butt heads. And I always tell the grandparents, you want to be part of those little kids' lives. So you got to do your very best to get along with those adult children, even if that means shutting your mouth, even if that means that, in your opinion, this relationship is really lopsided. Even if it means that your daughter-in-law spends 82% of her holiday time with her parents as opposed to you. You've got to get along, because otherwise the children will start to fade from your circle.
So is it true in many ways they say that when a daughter marries, basically the family gets a son, but if the son marries, they basically lose their son in a lot of ways?
There can be truth to that. And I will tell you what grandparents will say. They'll say, I can't believe my son. He didn't stand up to her. He doesn't tell her, hey, those are my parents. We need to spend time with them, or we need to do this with them. And I always tell the grandparents, you got to understand, he lives in that relationship. He's doing his very best to keep the peace. You don't know what goes on there, what could happen. So you don't add friction to the whole thing.
Right. Good point. And that's what you talk about in being a grandparent, just like being a parent, only different, as you can see, by Dr. Ray Guarendi, available through the EWTN Religious Catalog. I'm Doug Keck, and I thank you so much,
thanks, Doug.
Dr. Ray, for being here. As always, join us on Bookmark on the network anytime. Thanks for joining us.